This is how my mom survived the Cambodian genocide, but this is the moment her family was torn apart. My mom was born in Battambang, Cambodia. She had an older sister and two younger brothers. When the genocide ended, she was 12 and her father never came back. They searched and asked everywhere, but he was never found. My grandma had just lost her husband, and every day she cried. She was barely able to function, but my mom knew they had to survive. The only way out was a refugee camp, but chaos and corruption was everywhere. They had to pay just to get into the closest camp. Before the genocide, my mom hated school, but she was street smart. She would skip school and hang around the markets, watching vendors cook. Because my mom was a little kid, the vendors loved showing her how to make all the food. A lady who would sell sesame balls loved my mom and showed her step by step how to make them. So after the genocide, she went to her mom and said, "Give me all the money we have." My grandma laughed at her, but this was the first time she laughed in a long time, and it made her feel better, so she gave her everything she had. It was just enough to buy a grinder and a small clay stove. She started making the sesame balls. Back then, there was no money currency. You traded things for rice, and then from rice you could trade for gold. The first day she earned a little bit of rice, and each day more people came. Within 2 weeks, she made enough to pay for the refugee camp. At the camp, buses would arrive without warning. No one really knew where they were going, only that it might be their only chance. When a bus came, everyone rushed. My mom held her grandma's hand and her sister's hand, while her mom held her two youngest brothers. When the bus arrived, chaos ensued. People were panicking, pushing and shoving to get onto the bus. My grandma and her brothers were pushed on, but my mom was a little bit behind them, helping her grandma. And just like that, they were separated. She didn't know where the bus was going. She didn't know when the next one would come. She stood there, gripping her sister's hand, wondering, was that the last time I would ever see my mom?